Good evening, everybody. It is Thursday night. Time for an episode of Thrifty Business. I'm your one host, Jason Thrifts, and with me
It's Debbie
from Vacaville.
Yeah, Rainy Vacaville. Hello.
What's happening, Debs?
Not much. Just excited to be here.
Yay, it's been too long for you to be a co-host. Real quick, someone's asking how my dad is, Angelique. He's doing much better. I think he got his neck brace off yesterday or today. And Mom and I will be back on Sunday. So we are good to go with Daddy-O. All right. So I see our guest is popping back down. So let's introduce our guest. Oops, let me get rid of that Thrifty Business out of the way. Boom. Don't want to be blocking the tiki mugs. All right, here we go. Now it's time for Jay's Tiki Talk. Each week I drink a different rum out of a different tiki mug and try and match it up to my guest. All right, so we're just doing a quick little bit of light reading here.
Love it. You guys are too cute.
Maybe it was in this book or this
Now,
book. Or
with
this
us,
book.
if you don't know her, she's the queen of auctions, Lynn Dralle. Lynn has written a lot of books. Now, here's what's funny today. I hadn't changed my backdrop in forever. I thought, I'll go with tie-dye today. So then Debbie shows up wearing a tie-dye shirt, and Debbie goes, hey, I brought Lynn's book. I go, so did I.
You are a great
So that wasn't
money.
a grand plan. It just, we both were in the same mindset today.
I actually had a whole
But nobody told me about tie-dye.
Oh, well, didn't know it was going to be a whole thing, but it was accidental.
I was going to wear this, but I changed my mind and decided to wear this.
You almost got blown away there, Lynn.
Oh my gosh.
We're closing. I'm in the front of the store and we're closing right now. And it's very windy. Can you
I
tell?
see that. So that's why Lynn's on tonight. Lynn's been a very long time eBay seller, a very long time educator. And for some unknown reason, 3 years ago, she said, hey, I'm going to open a new brick and mortar. And then, of course, 2 years into that, here comes the shutdown. So Lynn was on last May because it was the beginning of the shutdown.
Yeah.
Hey, how you doing? What are you doing? Now we're a year into the shutdown, and that's what we thought we'd talk about. So before we get to that, though, right down the street from where Lynn owns a shop is a great tiki bar called TIKI. And
Love
this
it.
is one of the mugs from TIKI.
I forgot.
That's awesome, Jason. I've never seen that one.
Oh, it's in the little window. They have it at the gift shop.
How much was it?
Oh, I forget because I've had mine forever. 45 maybe.
It.
Now, I have gotten Lynn into better rums and better drinks, but she still loves her Bacardi. And when
Yes,
she was
I
on
do.
last year, I drank a Bacardi, a good one. So I'm drinking an even better one in
Woo!
your honor tonight. So
You're a good friend, Jason.
this is much better than the white clear Bacardi.
Oh, I'm sure it is.
So we have to add that to our bar now too?
Yes. Debbie, what are you drinking?
Well, I remembered. I forgot. I have a Ventiki, so I grabbed it. I'm drinking wine. Sorry.
Me too. And I'm drinking my wine in a McDonald's cup.
Ooh,
That
that's
is the fanciest tiki mug of them all. So already the chat is a buzz of, oh, I'm coming to see Lynn's store. I can really need to road trip down to Lynn's store.
Nice.
So Lynn will give us a little show of the store when we get her back on. So Lynn, sit back, relax, and we'll see you in a little bit.
okay. I got to
Thanks,
show
guys.
this. Lynn,
I was
it's
thinking housekeeping.
this is from a Good Housekeeping of Lynn. We couldn't find a date, but it says here that she earned in 2005 $88,000. So this is probably woohoo!
Look at that. Lynn's famous. All right.
I'm a group.
See you guys.
All right, let's get right to it. So we can get Lynn back here. We got tons of good stuff, and I haven't been with Debbie in quite a while. So yay, Debbie's back. And now it's time for our scores of the week. These are the items that you should be on the lookout for when you're out thrifting.
That's my pen.
Boom.
All righty. This was a consignment for a friend, Danbury. This one lasted quite a while. I think it was listed, I don't know, like 3 years. But if you can find these Danbury Mint, the Dodge Chargers, oh my gosh, those are worth good money. This one sold for $70. We accepted a best offer. When I learned to drive in a 1969 Dodge Charger, turquoise, white top. If you find that as a Danbury, it can go for like $400. So keep your eye on these in the box with the papers and all that.
And inspected by Paula. Those are the best.
Yes. Oh yeah. Of course.
Oops.
Which
Yeah, I had them out of order for some reason.
Okay, I retail arbitrage these at Ross on clearance for I think $9.99, and we sold them full price for $49.99. Took a little while, but hey, nothing more fun than brand new stuff.
Yeah, it's not in the show tonight, but I retail arbitraged a jacket from the Disney outlet store today, sold for $100. So yes, I love retail arbitrage.
Nice. Okay, Chicago jacket. We have a friend who likes to thrift. When he goes out for himself, he looks for things, and he brought this over one day, but it had white paint. And we thought it was no good. It was in the junk pile. And one day I took it out and I thought, it's just paint. I scrubbed it all off, and we sold it pretty quickly for $59.99.
Nice.
Books. I always have to show books. We accepted a best offer of $35. I think I got these half price for like 50 cents each. Bitterwood.
Oh, wow. Sounds like you're hanging out with my mom.
Yeah.
All right. So I bought an entire gigantic box full of Viewmasters, and I've been having my teenage assistant. I've been letting her just list on her own. She's taking the pictures. She's doing the listings. Even though it's on my account, right or wrong, let's see how Baby Bird flies. So far, she's done pretty good. So I'm letting her do the groupings the way she wants to. It's one of those things when you have people, and we'll talk to Lynn about this, there's a point where you can't do everything. So if you got people working for you, there's a point where you just got to go, Baby Bird, you fly. I'm paying you to fly. I've taught you what I've taught you now, group. So she did this nice, 4 state park kind of thing, Viewmasters together, and the 4 lot sold for $35.
Good job.
Okay, so I love Shake Shack. If you've never eaten at Shake Shack, oh my God, the burgers are so good. But this is an artist who did this piece of art outside, I think, one of their San Francisco restaurants. His name is Finch, but there's no I. It's FNNCH. And I found 3 of these at Savers for $1.30 each. And I'm like, and I couldn't find anyone selling them ever. So I thought, geez, there's no real risk in $6, $5. So I brought them home, put them up for $45, sold the first one right away. So
nice.
Boom. I am so far into the profit, and I still got 2 to go. So look for weird things from restaurants.
Yep.
And if you're not using multiple websites, here's my Macari sale. Macari.
Nice.
And this mug sold for more than it should have. But I kicked it up on Macari to see what happens, and it sold rather quick, like less than a day. So
now what is it that you always say? You won't get more if you don't
ask for more. That's right. Good job, Debs. Good job. All right. That's what we call my normal score. And now it's time for our CD and cassette scores of the week. And as always, we start with flipping cassettes. Ha! I wasn't done yet. Okay.
That's a cool cover.
So Cletus, my picker who brings me things, he had me come out to a house, and I saw this, and I go, I bet you that's good. And I looked it up, and one had just sold for 70. I'm like, cool. So let's throw it up let's try 100, but thinking that we'd probably accept the best offer of 70. Sold for 100 just like that in Canadian. So actually sold for 125 Canadian. So it's off to Canada. And you will see that we will revisit this statue in the shipping segment coming up.
Perfect.
Okay, so I always kind of forget to do this, but I have tons of classes about flipping media. And if you just go to jasonthrifts.com, you can find it everywhere on my screen here, and go up to the classes tab. You can take things like flipping CDs 1 and 2 and flipping cassettes and flipping vinyl. So let's talk about flipping cassettes. $25. It was used. Rob Zombie cassette. I paid $3 and sold it for $25. Now, this Sugar Ray cassette, not as big of a sale, $13, and I paid $1 for it. But a couple things. Debbie, you know Sugar Ray by the song Fly.
Yeah.
Most of you know the song Fly. If you don't think you do, listen to it later. You absolutely do. But this was their first album, and they were a punk band. So if you know Sugar Ray by the song Fly and you heard this one, you'd be like, no way is that the same band. But one of the things I teach in my classes is look for the nugget of information that no one else pays attention to. Debbie, who's this hot chick on the cover?
I can't. Not Gwen Stefani. No.
Gwen's boobs. Gwen wished she had boobs that big. Yeah, no one pays attention to that. This is a very famous woman naked on this cover. So when you go to sell this, now I sold it on Amazon, so there was no way to add this. But if I sold this on eBay, I would definitely throw it in there. Good guess, Kim Bassender. No,
Not Madonna.
It is Nicole Eggert. Some of you know her from the older sister on Charles in Charge.
Oh, see, I don't watch that. I have no clue.
And some of you know her from Baywatch.
Oh, but I didn't watch.
Those are the things I teach in my classes. There are nuggets in media that aren't apparent. You would never know, hey, that naked chick's famous?
Okay, which part of her body clued you into who she is?
Well, I just always knew. And the funny thing is, the band had never met her. Like the record label hired her to do that, and they never even got to meet her. So they were like, the record label was like, here's your cover.
Wow.
Now we not only flip cassettes, but flipping vinyl. And this is Debbie's favorite band. I think it's Lynn's too. Cannibal Corpse. For sure, it's everyone's favorite. Lynn's shaking her head. Not a bit. Not a bit of my Cannibal Corpse fan. But I wanted to show this for one main reason. A, I paid $20 at a record store and sold it for $50. I took an offer of $55. It was up for 2 hours, Deb. 2 hours, and I flipped it for $55.
Wow.
But what I want to add to this, and I was teasing this around the Facebooks, is this also turns into. And now it's time for Close Encounters of the Thrifty Kind. Okay, you're all going to laugh at the journey this record took. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
So we were in Phoenix, and we bought that record at Zia Records in Chandler, Arizona, which is part of Phoenix. Mm-hmm. Obviously, we drove it back to Vegas. I listed it, and guess what? A record store bought it. Now, let me show you where the record store that bought it is located. Come on. Yep, across the street from where I paid $20.
Oh my gosh. How much did they pay you for it?
$55 plus shipping. So
what?
I paid $20, drove it to Vegas, and then charged $55 plus shipping, and it went across the street.
And they're specialists in vinyl. Did you think you're going to resell it?
How? I don't even know, but how crazy.
Oh, that
locations in the world, the record store across the street from where I picked it up.
that wins for the best.
Isn't that crazy?
Oh my gosh.
I started to laugh when I saw it was going back to Phoenix. I'm like, oh, I bought it in Phoenix. And then for whatever reason, I looked up where the address was and I started to laugh because I'm like, I bought it across the street.
Now you got to go back to Vegas, to Phoenix and see it in their store on the rack.
Yeah. Thinking they're going to get some bigger money. All right. So when we're not flipping records or cassettes, we are. And now we go from flipping cassettes to flipping CDs. Okay, so normally I would definitely change the case. As you can see, this case is pretty beat up, and the back is even worse. Let me get to the back. Look how scuffed that case is. Oh. However, what the back had, and I didn't want to get rid of, was the sticker made in West Germany, because we all know West Germany does not exist, hasn't existed in a long, long time. So this really dates this CD. And so this CD in the modern version is worth about $5-6. But the early pressings are what collectors are looking for. The fact that I still have the sticker on it, I got $25 for this Queen too. So
cool. Did you send them a new case so they could trade it into a new case?
No. On this one, and apparently I shouldn't have left everything as excellent because the case was scuffed. But I can't believe I didn't fix that. But in this one, I wanted to keep the original case because it would make for a happier customer.
Oh, yeah. Okay,
so this is great. Just picked this up in Ventura, across the street from Lynn's place a week ago. So at some point,
you know this band, okay?
Yes, at some point, someone paid $21 at Tower. This is a double CD. It's still sealed. I paid $3 at Grady's, which is across the street from Lynn, and then I sold it on Amazon 2 days later for $50.
Nice. Wow. So Lynn, you need to go across the street and over there.
Lynn knows I always hit Grady's. Usually it does, Jenny. On that one, it didn't really say, but you know it based on some other things. And that's why I left the sticker, because the sticker really told us where it was made. Okay. Do you know the party? Does anyone in the chat know the party? I even had to do, I kind of knew it, but I had to do a little research. So the party was 4 or 5 kids from the new Mickey Mouse Club. So they made this band The Party, and they didn't have any real big hits, but this is one of the promo CD singles I got out of that collection. So this single cost me 75 cents, and I sold it for $50.
Nice.
And it's just 2 versions of the same song. $50.
Oh, whoa.
Yeah, see, Becky knew the Party. Mickey Mouse. All right. Do you know Sam Hain?
No.
All right. So this is another thing I taught in my classes. I taught all about Danzig and the Misfits. Well, Danzig, lead singer of the Misfits, right? Lead singer in the Misfits. This is one of his other bands. Picked it up at the Zia here in town for $8 and sold it for $100 on Amazon.
Wow.
If you aren't flipping music yet, what in the heck are you waiting for?
That's right.
What are you waiting for?
What?
Now, am I forgetting anything?
Hey, wait! Hold up! Don't forget about me!
Whoops! Now it's time for Stacy's Budget Bin Scores. And I know this one's Stacy's for sure because she wrote a little SS on the $1.99 sticker.
I love it.
Now, I don't have any clue who William Elliott Whitmore's song The Blackbird is, but my wife knows how to scan, so she picked this out of the budget section for $2, and we sold it on eBay, or on Amazon for $25. So look at that return in just those like 8 pieces of music I got this week. So please head over to Jason Thrifts, click on the classes, take a class. If you've got any questions, I will be happy to answer them for you.
So worth it.
And now it's time for our duds of the week. Do not let our mistakes be yours.
Okay, this mug has been listed since how long, Jason? How long do you think it's been listed since?
Knowing you, Deb, this has been listed since 2014.
Oh, no, not that bad. 2017.
Oh,
I don't know why. I have a pair of them and no one even wants to buy them. It's Mickey Mouse and Minnie on a surfboard. Maybe somebody watching will have to have them. I think
there you go. The book kiosk, if this floats your boat. Speaking of Mickey Mouse.
Yeah, we got 2 of them.
Yes, get a matching set. Now, I saw this, and I don't usually pay attention to what I'm prepping, but it made me laugh. I would definitely say the Beach Boys and the Monkees kind of go together, but they surely don't go together with Whitney Houston. That's one of the oddest pairings I've ever seen, Deb.
When I uploaded, it's one of those things you kind of go and you're like, wait a minute. So maybe I need to kick her out and maybe it'll sell that. It's been listed, oh gosh, for a while. Oh, that's been listed since 2017. Mickey Mouse since 2019.
All right, so if you need some Beach Boys cassettes, come and get them.
Give me an
How cool is this vintage women's Hawaiian shirt?
I love it.
You don't usually see the women's Hawaiian shirts. And I've had it for so long. It's on my 50% off sale. It's only $20.
And it's still not sold?
No, it's still sitting there.
Oh, it could be the size. Medium.
Surfside sportswear, size medium. So Tiki Pug Music, if this floats your boat, I'm selling for $20 right now.
That's a vintage. So wouldn't it really be more like a small now?
Well, I got the measurements. So, compare your measurements, and then that way, come get it. Now, I'm also always happy to admit when I make mistakes. This is the Billionaire Boys Club. They are a level D hair metal band from the 80s. I sold it for 15, but I paid 15. So that doesn't really work out math-wise. That's not good math. No.
You win some, you lose some.
Now, when I bought it at that moment, it was selling for more. But over time, things don't sell right away. I don't list them right away. And so by the time it sells, whoops. Okay.
Are they all still alive?
I don't even know. That's how D level they are. I couldn't even tell you a song. I know them, but I don't know about them. That's all I know. But we also send things everywhere. And now it's time for Where in the World Did Our Stuff Go? If you are not shipping internationally, you are leaving out 7.3 billion with a B potential customers. Yeah, I wish it was a push cap, but once you take out the fees, it was a loss. All right, Deb didn't have one this week, but this one's going to Gloucester, England. And this was a retail arbitrage that I didn't mean to be a retail arbitrage. This is a 3XL camo Levi's denim jacket that I got at Ross for $20. And I didn't like how short it was. I like my things longer. So I'm like, all right, I'll throw it up online. Sold it for $110. plus shipping to England. If you are not shipping worldwide, you're missing out on a lot of customers.
And use pirate ship.
Oh, hell to the yow. And now it's time for You Have Got to Be Shipping Me, what to do and what not to do when it comes to shipping.
Okay, I don't know how many people sell on Bonanza. You should be. It's easy. It syncs for free. I discovered that they don't charge final value fee on the whole shipping price. Everything under $10 and under is free. So it could be a good way to, make a little bit more money. Or if you have something on offer, you can think about that. I'm not going to be paying the final. And their final value fees are only, I think, 3.5% anyway. But I was surprised to see that they have a nice threshold. So that was a nice little tip that I found, a nice little bonus.
Now it's funny because I sell Bonanza too. None of us sell a ton, but we all sell on it. I have never looked into the fees. So you doing this, I'm like, really?
Yep.
Was it not on a woman's mannequin? I didn't even think about that. I will go back once we get Lynn in here. I'll go back and look at that. Okay. So you remember this statue? Look at that little cross. That is so delicate. And even the ears of the horse, I'm like, all right, got to get creative. Now, I know I showed you pool noodles last week, but we're going 2 weeks in a row. So what I did was I want to put it, my rare time that I'd box in a box. So put in that pool noodle across her head, lock this into place. So this could not move now in the first box. So it's locked into place because I was concerned if I try to protect that little cross with a pool noodle, that might break it. But if I make the whole thing immovable and then I fill with peanuts, it should be just fine. I did put one around the horse's ears too to give it another little bit of stability, and then taped it with the blue tape, filled it with peanuts, and then into a box where then I could put some bubble wrap around all 6 sides. And man, if that doesn't get there, then it was just meant to break but that's how you use your pool noodles. I had to think about it for a second. I didn't actually protect the most fragile part. I just locked the whole thing into place so it didn't go anywhere.
That is perfect because we have an item right now. I told you, you can't list that until you tell me how you're going to ship it because it's got all these little tiny things. I said, one little piece breaks off, it's ruined. So I never thought of using the gutter of the pool noodle to protect something. Good job.
So my assistant said it's always an education when we have something weird to ship and I come out there and I'm just like, and there's no set pattern for that. I've never sold something like that before. So I'm like, all right, we're just winging it. Let's see what happens.
That was great.
And now it's time for the Thrifty Tips of the Week. Little tips and tricks to help you out when you're outsourcing.
Thrifty. Sorry, I was on the wrong tip here. When you go to a garage sale, we just went to one the other day. I finally learned this. Don't walk up and go, oh my gosh, look at this little thing on the first table. Scan the whole area real quick and see, is there something you really need to go get? Because if someone else picks it up and walks by you, you're going to cry. And I hid some things in this picture, a set of Eastern Press books underneath there, and in the back, a whole bunch of our green tiki mugs. If you walked up and started looking underneath the first table, you would miss all those good things. So scan real quick over everything and look and see what's there, and then start going deeper into the tables and boxes and stuff. Make sure that you don't miss the really big stuff.
Yep. Always got to be scanning. And as I've always said, if you're 6'5" and you can marry a woman who's 5 foot, makes it easier too. Scan high, she scans low.
Yep.
Okay, so I was in a record store yesterday picking up some stuff, and they have this display of very expensive, rare cassettes. And I actually didn't have time to look them up, but they're all nicely laid out. So take some pictures and then go home and do your research. So that you got the titles, you got the prices, and then you just look. Now, if you look at the dead middle, it's the Crystal Method. It is $14.99 as an example. And I looked that up, and I see it sells for around $17. So, of course, I'm not going to rush back to get this. But I could do my research from the comfort of my office or my couch. And then if there was anything absolutely amazing, I would call them, say, hey, can you grab that Crystal Method out of the case and just hold it for me, please?
That is a great idea.
And then they got some vinyl. And then they even thought this Grateful Dead Beanie Baby's worth $60. It isn't. But I wasn't sure. So, I went home and I just did my research. So if you are at a store that fans things out very nice with the prices, take some pictures and go home if you're on the short time, and you never know what you're going to find.
That's a great idea.
Sadly, none of them were good.
But you paid your money, so.
Yep. And now it's time for our online selling tips of the week. It doesn't matter if you're selling on Etsy, Depop, Mercari, Poshmark, or eBay. These are little tips and tricks to help you when you're selling.
Okay, I learned something here in this one. I have to give a shout out. If you're not in the thrifting board, you need to be, our Facebook group. And then our admins are fabulous. C.R. Sullivan knows everything. She's a walking encyclopedia. So I didn't know that the new time away, you don't have to have a store to use that. That used to be the big plus of having a store, was you could put everything on vacation and not worry about it. So I kind of laid out the directions there to get into time away. It's down in your seller central at the bottom, seller hub at the bottom, and then you follow the steps. You got to show my graphics at the bottom. See my airplane and everything.
Oh, whoops. Sorry. Oh, sorry. There we go. Much better. My bad.
So we checked it on my brother's account that we sell for. He just doesn't have a store. So anybody can use takeaway. Thank you, CR, for telling us that. So now if you were going to go away, because what we used to do was we'd set our handling time out like 10 days. And then every day I would go in, well, 5 to 10 was the gap. But I would go in and cut our handling time back another day. Now I can just set the time away that I want. I don't have to worry about it. eBay keeps the, they check it off for you. The clock's running, the calendar. So it's a great feature to have, and especially with hopefully everything's starting to open up and we can get out and go places again.
Yeah. All right. Now, I highlighted my neutral and negative feedbacks over the last 12 months. As you can see, big old zeros. However, in the last month, I've had a negative and a neutral. And look, they're both gone. Now, you can get your bad marks gone a variety of ways. Now, the negative was BS, and he got personal in the negative he left me. And so I just called eBay, and of course, they expunged it like that. But the neutral, I so deserved. A buyer, ahead of buying 3 things, said, "Hey, will you combine shipping?" And I said, "Of course," and then forgot to tell Kelly, my assistant. Now, so I would call this an 80-20 split, 80% my bad, 20% Kelly. Kelly wasn't paying attention on the day she shipped all 3 and sent all 3 of them individually, even though they're going out on the same day. So they should have went out together. So when the buyer got them, of course, not only did I not refund any of their money because they paid full shipping on 3 things that didn't weigh that much, they came in 3 packages. So she left me a neutral. And I reached out right away, and I said, I'm like, my bad. I totally dropped the ball. I'm so very sorry for this. Let me refund you, a good portion of your shipping. And she said, "Oh, thank you. Can I alter my feedback?" I go, "Let me refund you first, make sure you're happy, and then we'll talk about it." I didn't say yes, because if it stayed, I deserved it. But, so I refunded her money, and then I got this message from her. "Thanks so much. I revised my feedback. No worries. That there wasn't any pressure. You did right by me. The least I got to do is return the favor. I completely understand the hiccup. I've done auctions for my husband when he was out of town. Thanks again." So when I refunded her money, I said, "Hey, I did refund it. If you feel so inclined, here's the link to revise it, but no pressure, because I deserved it." So I was upfront and honest, and that was a good customer. See, kids, not all customers are bad. In fact, most aren't bad at all. So if you take care of your customers, they will tend to take care of you.
I noticed you're only 10 feedback away from 19,000. Congratulations.
Yeah, I'm right in the precipice. So then big 20 around the corner.
Yep.
Okay, we're going to get Lynn in here, but let's do a quick little housekeeping. We just added the 58,000th member of my group, the Thrifting Board, Sean Colvin, not the famous Sean Colvin, unfortunately. But I wanted to point out was a lot of people bring their friends. They join the group. They find out how awesome it is, how much fun, how much knowledge is in the group. So I wanted to thank Nancy because she brought Sean over to the group. And so I ask all of you, if you're enjoying your time in the Thrifting Board, if you haven't joined the Thrifting Board, look for this picture, join the Thrifting Board. And if you've had fun in there, if you got friends, now your friends don't have to be thrifters, because we talk about shipping. We talk about other platforms. We're about to talk to Lynn about having an actual brick and mortar. So everybody in the world, for the most part, has to ship at something at some point. So it's not just about thrifting. So bring your friends over. Bring them over.
Maybe we should do a referral program. Bring your friends over and we'll give you something.
You got a lot of prizes in your back pocket, Deb?
Oh, thank you. There it is.
All right, so good news. Mom is back this week. Dad's doing pretty good, so she feels good enough to do the show. Yay. And look at my mother. She thrifted all this various media. I see records and CDs and maybe some box sets. So we're going to go through her score of media, and see how she did. And I didn't really look. So it's gonna be one of those where I'm gonna give you my knowledge on the fly. I'm gonna show you what she's got. Now, next week on Thrifty Business, my good friend, longtime friend, I call him Sabu. The rest of you call him Timothy Hack. He is going to talk about flipping mugs, coffee, tiki, and other.
I can't wait.
Tim's a tiki friend from way back. And then coming up in the Secret Beach. Oops, I didn't realize I was going to cut that off. We got the 2 webinars coming up this month. So Stephanie is going to be doing our Typhoon, which is our guest webinar, our guest expert webinar, making your own website to sell.
Oh my God. I am so excited for this.
So Stephanie is like me with music. Stephanie is with patterns. And so she sells them on eBay. She sells them on Etsy, but she made her own website and she figured out how to drive traffic to it. And she gets a lot of sales from it. So that's all something, that step we all should take at some point. So Steph's going to show us how to do that. And
join the Secret Beach so you can watch it too.
Yeah. And Secret Beachcombers, my report will be March 31st, 7 p.m. Junk drawer electronics. Now, we saw Steven talk about remotes last week. We all have remotes in our drawer, but we all have old iPods. We all have old cords. And so I'm going to go through my drawers.
Have you been looking in my drawer? We have an iPod in there.
Well, we have 8 drawers like this. So I'm going to go through my drawers, pull out the stuff that's worth money, then go repeat and find that same stuff in the wall baggies at Savers. And that's what we're going to be talking about. So all kinds of fun stuff coming up. But without further ado, and now it's time for the Thrifty Business special guest of the week. There we go. Hi, Lynn. How are you?
I'm so
great,
happy to
guys.
have you.
Oh, that's
all right. So if you're tuning in a little bit late, Lynn Dralle, the queen of auctions, famous author, friend to both Deb and I, and a brick and mortar store owner because she's insane.
And it's a successful seller. Oh.
Now, Lynn lived in the Palm Springs, Palm Desert area for a lot of years and then said, hey, I'm moving to Ventura and hey, I'm opening a store. And I said, like a real store? And she said, yeah. And, and we're all, including Lynn, we're all concentrated on selling online. We get to sit at home in our gym shorts and just, enjoy selling. And Lynn's like, nope, brick and mortar. But you grew up with that. And that's why I felt you went back to it, because of your grandma. Oh,
Sandy,
is that a refresh of the wine McDonald's?
Right on.
Houston?
Cheers.
We're not here yet. Cheers, you guys. Yeah. Thanks. No, I'm good.
So, for those that don't know, Lynn, tell us about your grandmother and kind of how you grew up and that.
Will you bring me that big article, the family tradition one? So my grandma had an antique store in Bellingham, Washington for 52 years. She started it in 1950 before everyone was doing this. Do you know what I mean? She was like a pioneer. She was so cool. Love her so much. And look at this. Can you see this?
Yes. Love that.
Newspaper article, a family trait. That's me, my grandma, and my mom. So
nice.
my mom had a store. I was 12 years old. She dragged me to antique stores. So I have grown up doing this. I started working for her when I was like 3 years old. I used to polish silver, ran her store for 10 years when she got sick. And, I closed it to do eBay. I did eBay for 22 years now I'm going on, but I raised my kids with eBay. You guys, eBay's amazing, but I missed the store. So here I am in my store.
I love it.
So Lynn missed the actual brick and mortar, Deb. So let's show it. So when you get to Ventura, this is what you're looking for.
Right on.
I remember when she picked it. She picked her store. She found it. We were all following her journey and getting it all ready.
It was really crazy, and it was meant to be. Everything just fell into place. And you guys, that's like with a lot of things in life. I tried to open it in Palm Desert. I tried to open it in Bellingham, and nothing worked out. Do you know what I mean? And then when I found this place in Ventura and I started talking to them, I couldn't stop this train if I wanted to. So you got to look for those little God moments where somebody's pushing you to do something. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Now, so you're living in Palm Desert, which is Palm Springs. How'd you find a place in Ventura? They're not really next to each other.
No, but both my kids were at Pepperdine. So I was spending a lot of time in Malibu. Somebody at Malibu, actually the security guard said he lived in Ventura and commuted. My mom and I are like, we've never been. Let's go. Got in the car, drove up here. And I just fell in love with the city. As you know, Main Street is so cute. There's TIKI. There's all these great thrift stores. And then I just got on the Zillow, or what is it for commercial space? LoopNet. And I found this big empty 5,000 square foot. It used to be the Assistance League bargain box. It had been empty for 2 years. It was hideous. Carpets, blue walls. I had the vision, and we just blew it out and put in roll-up doors and just made it this really happy, inviting space.
And she does the coolest windows. Her and her kids.
Well,
the windows are always
Love the windows.
I was just about to say that. When I was working at record stores in Cleveland and Pittsburgh and Detroit, I helped open a new store in Detroit. And they were in one of those old school stores where as you walk in, there's glass display case windows on either side of you until you get to the front door. And I'm like, oh my God, this is going to be so much fun to do the displays of the records and the CDs. And then, yeah, Lynn does a great job of her front windows. So it's always so fun to see it because we fell in love with Ventura after we left living there. And so we're always finding ourselves in Ventura because we go see Lynn. We hang out at the Tiki Bar. We go to Grady's so I can make some money. Look at that CD. I flipped that quick.
That was crazy. Hey, I want to show you guys, though. When Stacy and Jason were just here, they brought me a gift. I have to show you because it's in my purple window. Can I do this?
Yeah, let's see it.
Okay. So here's my purple front window. I don't know if you can see that.
Ooh, love it.
It's hard to see with the sun, but we've been doing windows in all these colors. So that's the purple window. And they brought me this beautiful orchid. Can you see the orchid?
Oh,
You haven't killed it yet. Yay.
Yeah, I haven't watered it either.
Okay, handful of ice. You haven't done it yet?
No, I haven't. I got to do that.
Lynn's
But yeah, so the windows are
store
super
rocks.
fun. We change them. We try to change them every 2 to 3 weeks.
Follow her on Facebook and you can see.
That's one of my best friends from high school.
Hi,
Hi,
Catherine.
Kathy. She's one of my best friends from high school.
And you guys are still hanging out.
Yes.
That is awesome.
She surprised me for my grand opening with my other friend from high school, Joe Dallas. They walked through the front door. I almost died. I hadn't seen him in like 5 years. And I'm like, what are you doing here? And they're like, we're here to support you. And I said, where are you staying? And they said, with you.
Surprise.
And they did. I know, it's great.
friend.
All right, so Deb, we had Lynn on in May because lockdown had happened in March. So it was 2 months, and Lynn was like, shit, what are we gonna do? It's kind of weird. So now here we are, almost 1 year later. How'd it go? How was it having a store in Southern California with the lockdowns?
You know what's crazy is it was exactly a year ago today. It was on a Thursday, this exact day a year ago, when Newsom shut down everything. So that was a really depressing time. And I remember we had just gotten takeout. We were eating dinner, and I couldn't open the store the next day. And that just, as a retail store owner, it just ruins everything, And we kind of went into panic mode at first, and then we came up with a plan because that's what you have to do. And our plan was we were going to explode our website. We were going to offer appointments to come shopping, and we do curbside pickup and delivery. So, and I had started writing a newsletter. So that really helped because I now had 2,000 people that I was communicating with about my store and what was going on. And with Emma's help, my son's girlfriend and my daughter in Houston, we got almost every single commodity item on our website. So you can shop for everything. We offered free shipping. We went for it. And then, you know what? Honestly, it gave me more time to focus on eBay. And eBay really helped sustain us through that time. And that's the beauty of having brick and mortar and having eBay. Because when eBay's down, typically the brick and mortar's thriving. You know what I'm saying? And when the brick and mortar's struggling, eBay's. So I'm not recommending everybody do this, but it's kind of nice. It's kind of nice to have multiple channels of distribution, not just online.
Now, is all your eBay stuff is there too, right? So it's out of your house. You've got your eBay.
It's all in the back, which is great. And so it's funny, Jason. I was thinking about that because I have my shipper Cindy, and it's really hard because stuff happens like consolidated shipping and this and that, and we don't communicate the best. We got to come up with a better system with our assistants. Do you know what I mean?
Yep.
That gets tough. Look at all these.
Yeah, I had a broken item show up at a customer. And I don't check my assistants anymore because they've been long enough. They know what they're doing. We usually have no problems. And I go, all right, you got to put your thinking cap on because how'd you ship this? Because it broke. And here's how I would have done it. And she goes, yeah, I didn't do those couple of things. Now, I think it's a fluke that it broke because she's really good.
Yeah.
But, you know, and the customer's being a pain. And he's like, well, I don't want to repair it. I'm like, all right, return it because I can repair it and resell it. And he goes, well, I don't want to pay for the return. And I already told him, I said, it's all on me.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
click out, print off the return label like you've already got and send it back. Stick it back on the box and I'll deal with it and I'll refund all your money. But he's being a little bit of a pain. But he got a broken item, so he has the right to be unhappy. I fully, you know, if I catch a negative, I can't get rid of it because he's unhappy. But it gave me a time to sit with my assistant and go, all right, how'd you ship this? And let's, not that we have another one of those things laying around, but let's figure out a better resolve. And we'll, you know, because I saw you nod your head when I said you have to give up your control. You have to have help if you're going to do these things. You've got a whole store. You can't run the whole thing by yourself.
I'm more obsessed with eBay than I am with the store. Like I let them, like in the store, it's like, go for it, do whatever you have to do. But eBay's like my thing. It's my baby. You know what I mean? And I control like all the offers and all the sales and all that. But God, it'd be really nice someday to, you know, let go of some of that.
You know, I bought like 3,000 reels of Viewmasters. And so I had my teenage assistant's younger sister help me sort them. And then the teenager was taking pictures. I'm like, you know what? You're listing too, because you've just taken the pictures and you're smart enough. You're a college kid. You know what goes together. You know, you wouldn't put Whitney Houston and Beach Boys together, let's say.
Well, Debbie does. So you know what? It's got to be okay.
Well, that was just a free bonus. Buy the Beach Boys. Whitney's free.
But I'm like, just run with it because, you know, sink or swim. I'm cool with whatever you put together because I've got so much other stuff and I picked up some new clients and I'm like, I got to work on their stuff. And so, you know, let's see you expand your wings. So how many people do you have working at the store? And well, more importantly, you've always had help. So when you shut down, of course, these people who are dependent on their paycheck, what'd you do?
Terrible. One of them, her husband had just gotten cancer, so she couldn't come into work anyway. So that was tough. And then Sandy, she came every day anyway. You know what I mean? We worked on taking pictures for the website, straightening up, meeting customers. And we started working on the back rooms. We totally cleaned out the back junk room, made it into a garden room. So we were really productive during the close time. And we were pretty much here every day. But I have like 5 or 6 people working for me. It's a lot of people. Big responsibility. And my city does my eBay. She showed up every day. I'd meet her here. She'd do the shipping. We'd stay apart with our masks on.
I'm sure they love working for you. I would.
Well, we all have so much fun, Debbie. We do. It's a really fun place.
Yeah, every time I'm in there, Debs, I can tell everyone enjoys being there, and there's always like this fun vibe, and I think that's all part of too. You know, Lynn, you let them just kind of like you said here, you know, make the store pretty, do whatever you think looks good, and same with me. And it was so hard the first time I had help that I was over their shoulder on everything because it's your baby, it's your business, it's your livelihood. But there's a moment when you're like, you know, my moment was. Probably about 3 years after I'd met you the first time, I realized that the last 3 years, I just sold the same amount of money. I couldn't get beyond that number. And I said, well, how do I do that? Oh, I need help. Yeah. I've got the stuff. I can't get to everything and live a life and be married and have dogs back then, you know? So you get help and some help is good. So, all right. Some help is bad. In the last 3 years, had any bad help?
Oh, me?
Yeah.
No, I actually haven't. Been really lucky. Been really lucky. Very lucky. Well, you know what? I take that back. I've had some high school kids. God, they are so unreliable. No, they really, you apparently have some good ones, but I had some that, you know what? I go back and check on them. They're on their cell phones. They're not doing anything. And I'm paying them by the hour. And we cut some of them out, you know, that's tough. It's tough.
Debbie, have you ever had anybody work with you besides Bill?
No, I haven't really got to that point yet. I've thought about having, like when we go out of town, I thought about having one of my friends come over. She has a little bit on eBay and she probably could do it too, but I just don't want to risk the issues. You know, it's got to be somebody I really, really, really trust. But no, not yet. Someday, hopefully.
But that's where you got to give it up because
You do.
look,
Gotta have
Lynn
it
and I and you, we've made our own issues at time to time. You know, I'm like, oh, how'd I screw that up? But
I'd love to have a brick and mortar. Like, I'd love to do what Lynn's doing because we're both, Bill and I came out of retail. That's where we met. But it's too expensive here in California. But you're doing it.
Well, it is really expensive. But, going back to where I said you have to have different channels of distribution. So like the brick and mortar, the eBay. I mean, a lot of people are doing antique malls. You know what I mean? They have a little booth there. They're doing the flea markets. They're doing the pop-up shows. So, you could always try something like that just to keep you out in the public. It's so nice to meet people and have that going on, the socialization. Because eBay is very, very solitary. Is that the right word?
yeah.
Yeah.
It can be really, can be very lonely. But on the other hand, it's kind of nice too, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm a social butterfly, but I like sitting around in my gym shorts, and I've had this shirt on for 2 straight days now, and I'm just doing my work. And,
listen, don't tell us that.
the one before this was 3 straight days. Even my assistants look at me, and she's like, that's the same shirt for 3 days now. I'm like, I know.
Do you even go home and sleep in your bed with your wife, or do you just stay at your house and work?
No, I go home. I do want to say, though, a couple people in the chat said, teenagers are spoiled today. The 18-year-old that works for me is great. She works hard. She's a giggly 18-year-old. And I had her take pictures of some adult books, some men books. And I just could hear the giggling the whole time. But she works hard. She does make mistakes, but she does feel bad when she makes them. And I said, look, stop thinking about boyfriend for a minute. I need you to think about work. And she does a good job, and she cares. And that's the big part. She cares. When she makes a mistake, she gives a crap that she made a mistake, and she goes, I'll do better. And so that's what only thing you could ask for from any age. Who are you whispering to?
I got people wanting to come in. So how much do you pay her? Oh, you can't tell me. I mean, do you pay her minimum or more than minimum?
I pay her more than minimum. I've been trying to give her a raise. And the problem is, and this is where you kind of dangle the carrot.
Yeah.
We have the same conversations a few times over and over. And I said, look, once we don't have those for a solid week, then you get a raise.
Yeah.
So remember this? I told you to do this and you didn't do it. Where's your notebook I gave to you so you can write these things down?
Do you ever think, though, about like paying by the piece?
See, I never did it first. And here's why. Because up until, unfortunately, this past December, we always had dogs. And so when I'm away and whoever I'm paying takes care of my business, they have to take care of my dog too.
Right.
So it would be unfair to pay by the piece when they're out there waiting for 3 dogs to poop.
Yeah, that's true.
So it's always by the hour. And I feel that I do a good job of keeping them motivated with stuff to do. Now, your eBay assistants, do you pay them by the piece or by the hour?
Well, I pay her by the hour because she basically just ships for me, and she's so efficient. It's amazing.
Okay.
But you guys all know Mo, who's been with me for years. Now we've got this great system now. So I go out to Palm Springs once a month. I source like crazy. We take huge boxes of stuff into her apartment or condo, wherever it is. She writes it up, takes the pictures. I bring it back with me, put it on the shelves here, and she lists for me over the month. And it's working so well. Because she's so fast and she knows what she's doing. She's perfect. You know what I mean? So she's making extra money. I'm getting stuff listed. It's really worked out well. And I don't mind going out there once a month because there's such great stuff.
Oh, that's perfect.
It is. It's really good.
Do you have one of those signs on the wall that says like how many days since an accident?
Well, we watch. We're big fans of Shark Tank. We've never missed an episode, and we've bought a lot of the products.
Right.
So one of the products was a guy who had built basically a wall of a dry erase board with magnets. So you can have like these pre-printed lists and you can just stick it on, and then Post-its that never are unsticky. And so Kelly, my adult assistant, has her section, Zoe, my teenager, and then me. And so we always have notes. Hey, Jason, you need to do this. Zoe, do this. And then the Post-its are like, okay, remember I told you to do this? Read this Post-it because you did it wrong. And that way we check the board when we come in.
Can we see a picture of that board?
Yes.
Yeah, talk. I'll take a picture.
Yeah, I would. You're not going to show it. I think that's a great idea, though, don't you? With all different, that would work for my store too, with different employees. And
I'm such a visual person. Stuff comes in here and goes right out the other side. But my office, where my desk upstairs, I have a lot of whiteboards, and I have to write things. I have Post-it notes everywhere because, and you should see the desktop on my laptop because I do graphic designing, T-shirts, and different things. And if I can't see something, it doesn't exist. So I have to learn to contain that. So I like how Jason's doing it. But I think psychologically, for someone who is trying to remember to learn a new thing, if you see it and read it, they say if you write it, so maybe he should have them write their notes because they're remembering.
Here's the thing. Usually the notes are after they've left. And so I'm like about to list some of the stuff they worked on. I'm like, oh, you did it wrong. So let me show you. So here we go. Hold on a sec. The way the sun is, I could not find an angle without shadow, so I apologize.
Jason, I love this idea because I could put like all the things that need to be done and with my employees' names, and they could say, hey, I want to do this one, put it under their name.
Oh, yes.
See what I'm saying? Yep. I like this.
And I love those magnets.
Sorry.
Of course, you could have a regular dry erase board, but I like the fact that this company made ones that had like a pre-printed list. And then we could do things, anytime we got to do list things, we could do the lists and then the Post-its that I can just drop on top. So we built the system that, okay, Post-it means you kind of screwed up something. So go back and let's revisit it.
How much was it? Did you buy it? Where did you buy it? Did you buy it? Shark Tank?
Did Jason freeze?
Am I frozen?
God.
Yeah, you were.
Was I really?
Yes.
I'm just
she said,
talking.
where did you buy it?
Yeah,
I got it on Shark Tank. Where the hell is the
Can
picture?
you buy stuff on Shark Tank?
Well, I mean, as soon as it was over, we went to the website and bought it.
Okay.
There we go. Okay.
Amazon. Look for Shark Tank on Amazon and all the products might come up.
Really?
All right, so here we go.
Because they like that keyword.
I did not know that.
As shown on Shark Tank.
All right.
Okay, I like this.
Okay, so Kelly's is wiped clean. These are the things that I've still had to do.
Love it. I love this.
I got to do my inventory. So Zoe was taking pictures of gray shirts on the gray background when we have multiple backgrounds. So that's why the Post-it went up. No gray on gray. We've had that talk before. Don't forget.
I like to figure out the rest of the world.
Yeah. And then hours and then Wi-Fi passwords. And then here is the list Post-its. So we use that quite often. And then all the pens are magnets, so they stick to it.
Okay, I'm buying one. I love this idea. Look at that.
We'll find the link and put it in the show.
Yeah, that's exciting, you guys. That's really cool.
That wasn't the angle I thought we'd go this show, but yeah, having help takes your business, brick and mortar and online, to the next level. Plus, when you want to go somewhere, you can, because you've got these people taken care of. They know how to run your business. Lynn can jet off to the desert and hang out with Mo while the store still stays open.
But it's hard to remember every little thing. When you're going to go out of town, it's hard. But if it's already on the board, you're like, there's the board. I'm out. Bye.
It's awesome. Hey, here's a question, though. I am trying to go to Washington for a week to help my mom pare down her eBay inventory. It's out of control. And what do I do with my dog?
See, that's why you need an assistant who takes care of dogs. But if you have a dog, you need a good dog sitter. That's a must.
I know. How do you find a good dog sitter?
So we got a bunch of ours off of care.com.
Okay.
And then our last one
to pay.
Our last one was from they were friends with the pug rescue in town.
Oh.
So we needed a dog sitter, and they said, hey, we're using this woman named Jen. And Jen was awesome. And I think probably the second saddest day after the day of losing our guy was to get the key back from her. That tells you, yeah. But you got to find that person you can trust in your house too, because I like to leave my dogs at home and not board them.
Yeah. So here's my question: how much does it cost? And do they come and stay all day? Do they just live there?
So they live there, but typically what they do is they have clients where they just do visits. So they'll spend the night, they'll hang out with your doggy. In the morning, they'll feed them, take them out, and then they'll go run to the clients where they got to just feed this cat, take this dog for a walk. Then they'll come back, and they probably have to go do some dinners. And so that's typically how it works. And then, you set them up with the big TV and the Wi-Fi password, and they're usually happy.
And what do you pay?
I think it was like $60 a night.
That's not bad. I can do that.
For your peace of mind, ask your customers. Have you have some favorite customers? Ask at the Tiki.
I do. But it's weird. It's my house. I don't know who I want in my house.
But ask them for references. There might be somebody, but yeah.
And that's again where you have to be able to give it up because you wanted a dog and your dog is adorable but full of energy.
Okay, wait. Let me just tell you when Jason met my dog. So we're here. You want to tell the story? We came to go to Ventiki. Why don't you tell the story?
Yeah, so we went to Ventiki earlier in the day, and then we were going to meet back at Ventiki for happy hour with Lynn and her friends, Joe Dallas, matter of fact. And
my mom.
The wait was like 3 hours.
Whoa.
So we just drank in Lynn's store, sitting among the vignettes of furniture.
It was so fun because it had just been my 3-year anniversary, so we had all these cool little bottles of booze. So we drank here. My mom drank a whole little one on an empty stomach. Oh. Not a good idea. We wanted to finish up the taxes we were working on. So I sent Jason and Stacy to my house to go and let out Cha-Cha. She didn't even bark. This 6'7" guy comes with a beard. She doesn't even bark at him. Oh, come on in.
That was
let's play. She wouldn't even go to the bathroom. She's like, let's just play.
Oh,
she's been cooped up all afternoon and into the evening, and she just wanted to play with us.
And then my mom, we drive up. My mom's getting out of the car. The car door hits her. She falls down.
Oh, my gosh.
Thank God Jason was there. And Stacy. Stacy went into ER nurse mode. Oh, here comes the puppy. Oh, weird. Perfect.
Oh. Just send your dog to Jason's house. He'll take care of him.
Yeah. Okay, so the kids are here. They're here with Cha-Cha. What perfect timing, right? I planned this.
Absolutely. Becky Dick's got a 1-year-old golden retriever full of energy.
Yeah. I'm telling you, I take her to doggy daycare every day for 2 to 3 hours to wear her out. That's the key. But I don't know. Do we have a key? But hi, Cha-Cha. Hi, honey. Hi.
Like having a toddler again.
Oh, God, it's worse than a toddler. A toddler grows up. Okay, here, come on. Do you want to be on the show? Come here. You want to be on the show? Come here. Come here. You want to come here? Oh.
Dog again. Oh, what breed is it? She's a mix?
She's a golden doodle.
That's my dream dog.
They don't shed.
I know. That's what I want.
And then these are also my dream pets. Come here. Houston and Indy. For Emma, I'm sorry. Come on in. Hurry. The show's almost over.
Hey, y'all.
You want to sit down and say hi?
Hi, nice to meet you.
Look at that mustache.
I know, right? Wait.
No, he looks good in the trucker hat. So, Jason, he saw you on TV the other night.
I saw you on Pawn Stars.
Which episode? What I have?
You had a really cool, I think it was a stewardess outfit.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was sick. It was so
I'll tell you, that whole thing after the fact was kind of BS because I had done my research and I knew what I had, but they kept telling me I didn't have that. But they still gave me decent money, so I really didn't care in the long run. But the research wasn't all that accurate. But oh well.
My son was so fanned out. It was so cute. He's like, I saw Jason on TV.
Is that Jason?
I've known him since I was 8.
Yeah. But,
yeah, a lot of people I was clicking channels and I heard your damn voice. I hear that all the time. It's the voice that gives me away.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Congratulations on your job, Houston.
Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Yeah, welcome back. Welcome back to Cali.
I know.
Cute though, but he got a mullet. I'm not digging these.
Nice.
No.
Oh no.
I think he can pull it off pretty well.
Yeah.
I'm jealous. What the hell? This is great.
Anything with hair.
Yeah.
All right, thanks, guys.
Yeah.
Anyways, good to see
Thanks,
you.
guys. Now get the hell up. that was Mom's. Thanks, guys. Now move. Now, speaking of presents, Lynn was sweet enough to give Stacy and I a present.
Oh.
Of this big wave picture, and that's in the assistant's bathroom here at the office.
Obviously in a bathroom.
Yeah.
Love it.
So my bathroom's right here, and then their bathroom's over there, and we made it all beachy and underseas. So we're still working on it.
No clowns in the bathroom?
No, clowns everywhere else, just not the
No,
bathroom.
you don't have clowns.
Oh, you don't know? The whole office is Creepy Clown Central.
The whole house.
The whole house. The whole office
How
house.
do you get anybody to work for you?
Look,
Oh.
Jason. And
Ah.
she had a clown purse.
I did.
Every day, my adult assistant goes, "Ah, great, no creepy clowns in here."
Oh, jeez.
I don't like.
All right, so to get back to what our original topic was there
Yes.
ever a moment in the last year where you're like, "Yikes"?
Yeah, there were a lot of moments. And like going into this year, coming into January, February, I really considered closing.
Oh,
Because
Oh, I didn't know that.
no, I didn't make that public knowledge, but my store was losing money. My eBay business was covering it. And is that really how you want to run two businesses? No, you don't want the eBay one to be super profitable and having it fund this one. And so I started doing the numbers, crunching the numbers, and I started negotiating my lease, my employees, my overhead. And I really worked hard to crunch those numbers, get them down. So now the store is doing fine. And we're also coming out of the pandemic. But there was a point where it's like, do I really want to work this hard? No. So now we're seeing it go like this. But I really have taken it and made it more profitable by looking at each little piece. You know, what percent of my gross sales are my employees? What should they be? What percent of my gross sales is my rent? What should it be? My rent was 20% of gross sales. It should be more like 10%. So you need to look at industry standards for your businesses and make sure you're in line on all of those things.
cool.
Yeah,
I have two questions for you when you're done, Jason.
I was gonna say, if you didn't take this past year, no matter what you do, and
Yeah.
re-examine every bit of it, you miss a golden opportunity because it was a weird year.
Yeah.
And online was much better. And so, of course, poor Lynn was, online was good, but in store wasn't as good. But going back to the people that work for me, okay, we need to do this every day and this every week, and we need to make sure this is happening. And so last year was my best year on eBay ever in 21 years.
Yeah.
And I'm shooting for 10% above last year. I wanted to make it a goal I could obtain, but not ridiculous. So in January, I was 24% above last January. February, I was 18% above, and I'm trending about 20% above in March. So I'm keeping the momentum going, but things that we fine-tuned.
Yep.
And so, yeah.
It's awesome. I mean, right now we're sitting at 80% better than last year because I was running the store. I was not focused on eBay. So I had some incredible percentages on eBay this past year, but now I'm getting into those, COVID numbers, which is going to be tough. And that's incredible, Jason, to keep that 20% going.
Yeah.
It is.
And, I couldn't do it without Zoe and Kelly. So if they watch this, thanks, guys. I really do appreciate your hard work.
Thanks for keeping it from getting all crabby.
All right. So hit her with your two questions, Deb, and then we'll look at her scores and duds.
Okay. Are you still taking consignments? Because I actually.
Absolutely. Yes.
Well, the name of the business is Lynn's Consignments.
Oh, that's right.
Okay. So Jason, funny story. When I opened, I was using the consignments to fill my store. As I progressed in my business plan, I wanted to be more and more my own items, which I am working on because I can source so well in Palm Desert and da. So I use the consignments to fill in, and I love to get. Now we can be more picky. When I first opened, I basically had to take anything because this was empty. I mean, even when you came with the tiki bar and stuff, this place was empty. So now we're more picky, and we're getting higher quality things and more trendy, fun things, and so it's a really great place to come and find those consignments.
Nice. Oh, I'm adding a third question. Do you use cottage core? We learned all about cottage core from Nadine.
What's
Do you know
cottage core?
So think of Little House on the Prairie. That's hot right now.
Gunny sacks, mushrooms,
Gunny sack dresses. It's all
You know
nuts.
about cottage core?
frog core, goth core. Cool. Okay.
Goblin core.
That's my gift to you for being on the show.
Okay. So Emma's gonna fill me in after the show. Emma, bring over. Okay, this is what I love having these young kids. Emma convinced me to carry bagoo, so we want to show. Do you guys know what bagoo is?
No.
Okay, this is a bagoo mask. You gotta go get some bags. Get some bags. Come here, Chacha. Come here, honey. So anyway, I'm carrying some hip lines for the kids. And that's one thing, you guys, with COVID too, we got more into the gift items because people were buying online and I could ship all that stuff for free. So we're carrying some really cool stuff like golden doodles.
Oh, I want to come by one. Let me go get a puppy.
Okay, so here's Emma modeling some of the bagoo bags. It's a company out of San Francisco, and it's really hip with the young kids. So and you know what's so great, you guys? They retire their patterns. So listen, you guys, check out and see if there's any bagoos for sale on eBay.
All right. How do you spell that?
Baggu.
Baggu.
Yeah.
Pete says he'll take 2 golden doodles, please.
They're only
All right, so
3,000 each.
I don't know if Linda asked this or Linda recaptured Ken's question, but how do you tell people no when they want to consign something and you're like,
oh, it's you guys, it's really tough because people will send you the most hideous pictures of like a leather couch that someone's had in for 30 years. Hey, Emma, can you take her? And it's disgusting. And I say, oh, you know what? It's really nice, but that style isn't selling right now.
Or my store's too full. No, thank you.
Exactly. Hey, Debbie, you got that. So my favorite, oh, there's JD. Hi, JD. My favorite one is, though, that style just isn't selling right now. And it's true.
Well, even on diamond rings, our daughter wanted us to sell her wedding set a year later. And the guy said, nope, they don't want the princess cut now. They want the round diamond again. I was like, oh my gosh, I can keep up.
That's interesting.
My other question, are you still doing the chalk paint?
Oh, yeah. Annie Sloan, huge. Annie, I love Annie Sloan, and I'm going to England in July to spend 5 days with her.
Oh my gosh, look at you.
She's meeting with 25 stockists from the United States, and I just signed up for the trip, and I'm so excited. We get to go see all the things that inspire her. She inspires me. But yeah, our whole, I'll show you. Here's our whole huge.
But we have to know who's going to watch the dog.
I don't know. That's why I'm starting slow with the week at my mother's. Okay, so look at all that chalk paint.
Oh, yeah.
We've got all these fun iron orchid designs. We got all this stuff going on. We're doing projects.
So it's still in then. It looks like it's still in and still popular.
Oh, so popular. You know,
cottage core chalk paint.
are you going to be in London at all?
Yeah. Are you going?
No, but I'll give you some places you need to stop in for cocktails and shopping.
It's all about the cocktails.
Oh, of course. Especially the one that's a bathroom.
Wait, it's a tiki bar bathroom.
Did I get a picture of that bathroom from you, Jason?
Probably. The bathrooms in London are underground. And so this one stopped being a bathroom and they turned into a bar. But most people don't know that it's a bar. People still think it's a bathroom and they wander down there and are like, oh, it's a bar now.
Cool. Did you and Stacy go 2 years ago or 3 years ago?
3 years ago, I think it was.
Seems like yesterday.
Yeah.
Well,
all right. So I saved one segment for Lynn. So let's do that, shall we? And now it's time for Unseasonably Sold. What did you sell out of season? All right. So I said, hey, Lynn, you sell anything Christmas lately? Yeah.
Wow. Christmas sells all year. Mm-hmm.
It sure does. And you know what? Look at this one on the bottom, that House of Hatton snowman. I have had that since 2014, I think. Seriously, for
Debbie.
and anyway, House of Hatton is a really good brand, but the lady, she offered me $120 for it, so it didn't sell for the 130, but she was thrilled. She like so excited to get it, and I love it when things like that happen. And you guys, now with eBay giving us so much free listings with the different store levels, leave your stuff listed. It doesn't cost you anything.
Yep.
I have 15,750 items listed right now, and I will not end any of them because now I can have up to 25,000.
Now, say that number again because people just poop their pants. How many do you have listed?
I have 15,750 unique items listed on eBay.
You go, girl.
Well, I always said for every item listed, you can get about $1 a month. So in the old days when I had 10,000 items listed, I was selling 10,000 items a month. Now I have 15,000 items listed and I'm selling. You guys aren't leaving, right?
No.
Okay. Because we're going to go out to dinner. And so I'm selling about 8,000 to 10,000 a month, but it's almost like you can get $1 per item. So per month. So you guys got to have the listings.
Yes.
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah. A lot of it's flatware and dinnerware. Pretty easy to list. And
all of a sudden, everybody who thought their stores were so big are going, oh.
So here's another pull from Grady's across the street from you. You can tell by their sticker that this Juliana Huff Christmas CD was put out on the floor on February 21st. We picked it up 2 weeks ago. Yeah. And Stacy almost didn't look at it because Stacy can't stand Juliana Huff.
Uh-oh.
And so she bought it for $3. We sold for 15.
Nice. You guys sold a lot of stuff you bought here. You need to come back.
We always do. You know that.
I
We
know.
need to have a secret beach field trip down there.
Oh,
Hell
absolutely.
yeah.
Once things are open, yeah, we'll do a secret beach field trip for sure. All right, let's talk about your duds because you sent me a bunch, so let's talk about them.
Thanks.
Even Lynn has duds.
Okay, any good seller is going to have duds on eBay. So, you know what? I always buy these old colognes. Like when you go to an estate sale, go to the bathroom, buy the crappy, weird old perfumes and colognes because people are looking for, look at that. This guy wanted to smell like musk, probably from high school. Gross. Anyway, so okay, here's why it was a dud. He paid me $50, I think, a best offer. But I said 2-ounce tester, vintage rare. But I put in the thing, I said that it was only like 2/3 full, but I didn't say that in the title. So he wanted me to reimburse him 33% of the price. Do you see what I'm saying?
God. Just
You
for
know,
Oh,
It's clear, but you guys, it's clearly not full, right?
Mm.
And I didn't say it was full, but anyway, the guy was such a jerk. I'm like, fine, I'll give you your 2/3 back. So I refunded him like $17.
hey Mo, what are these sideways pictures, Mo?
No, those are my pictures.
What are these sideways pictures, Lynn?
He's showing it.
Okay, wait, Jason and Debbie, maybe you guys can help me with this, but my friggin' iPhone, all the pictures are upside down or sideways, and I only correct the first one. Why is it doing that?
How old's your iPhone?
It's brand new.
I have that issue too. It's just
Thank you.
I don't know.
I have a few, but that's weird.
No, you guys,
Here's your problem. Here's your
What?
problem.
What?
You're not sending it to Square. Send it to Square, and you won't have that problem hardly at all.
I like that.
Yep,
Because when I download them to my computer, they're fine. But when I import them to eBay, they turn all wacky.
Yes,
All right.
I even adjust mine and then they still go sideways.
All right. If you don't fix it by next time we get to Ventura, which lately it seems like it'll be next month,
Nice.
I will definitely sit down and help you.
Okay. So I just change it to Square.
Yep.
Oh, this is a great one. Okay, so when I opened my store, I took a ton of stuff out of my eBay inventory to put on the walls because I was desperate. So I put this dentist thing on the wall, and it was still listed on eBay. Somehow it made its way to the back garages. Someone stepped on it. The glass was broken. So I get a full offer of this $86.99, and the thing is trashed, like awful. So I emailed the guy and I said, hey, I've just got the piece of paper. I'll give you a $30 credit. Do you still want it? And he did.
Oh, nice.
But yeah, I didn't want to lose a $90 sale almost.
Yeah.
Heck no, never.
Shopware, baby. Oh, this one really pisses me off.
I was going to say $150. How's this a dud?
It's so cute.
Okay. I went to this amazing estate sale. I paid $2 for this. And I did my research. The last one sold for $385. And I'm like, oh, there's going to be a ton of people that want it. I'm going to start it at $99.99. Guess what? Only got 3 bids or 2. Yeah, 3 bids. Only went for $146. I should have started it at where I wanted to sell it, the $395.
So you are still doing auctions.
I am. Oh, everything has to go at auction first because you're going to lose money if it's rare. But I should have stopped. I should have started this where I wanted it at $395, and I'm pissed because I left like $250 on the table.
Great.
You know, we bought some rare tiki mugs when we did Thrift Hunters, and it was a mug that always sold for like $250, $300.
Yes.
And so we started at a low auction because we thought we'd get all this extra jazz. But that week in the history of life, that week, no one cared about that mug. And we barely made it to 100. And my producer was like, what the hell? Now, since that moment, it has always sold over $200. And I'm like, the day we're filming, it barely made it to 100. I'm like,
I know. So yeah, there are those days. So you think like, oh, I'm going to start it low and it's going to get all this action, but you don't know from week to week. So I should have I would have been happy starting it at like $250. Oh well.
Yeah.
Now this is a score, right?
Oh
yeah.
my gosh.
Okay, so
well, it's yours. I hope so.
it's one of my best friends from high school, Tina Burke. She sends me a picture of her counter in her house, all this heron stuff. I don't know if you know heron. It's very expensive. It's from Hungary, and it all looks like this with those, you've seen the crazy design. She's like, is any of this good? And I'm like, yeah, ship it to me, and we'll split it 50-50 after eBay fees. Just took a best offer of this for $350. I got to send her a check. But yeah, I will only sell for my friends if it's high-end stuff. And then I take 20% off the top for eBay fees, and then I split the rest.
Tina Dutenhofer taught me about heron. When we were together in Nashville, when I went to see my brother, she was on an auction, and I can't believe, and some of that stuff's like this big.
Oh, I know. They're totally tiny.
$3.
Okay. I'm going to take you guys with me into my office because I just ran out of power. So now you get to see my messy office.
Yay, we're going on a tour.
You got to go through the store. Look at this.
Hold on. Let me throw you a big.
Look at this.
Can't wait to get back.
Isn't it cute?
See how fun Lynn's store is?
It's so fun, you guys. It's crazy packed too. Oh my God, look at all this stuff. But you know what? We've been selling stuff like crazy. It's good. I think people are over the COVID.
Oh, you think?
Okay, you're funny. Okay, now you're in my so messy office.
All right, we get to see the.
Okay, but let me just show you. Okay, so if people want to know how I have 15,000 things listed on eBay, see all those books back there? There's a sheet for every single item. Those are all the dates they were listed.
Are you still using your system? What's it called?
Oh, yeah. Here's my Excel sheet.
Yeah, she created this system like 89 years ago, and it's
Thank you.
Well, you were doing listings at your son's baseball game back in the day,
I was.
and you didn't have the item with you. You had your sales sheets.
And that's how Mo can do it too, because she has the Excel sheets.
Oh, I'll put a link to that in the show notes too.
Okay, cool. All right, so this is a total score. So I was out in Palm Desert. I've heard about this dinnerware because I'm Lynn Dralle. I love dinnerware, and found this whole box of this cowboy stuff for $150, and it was 20% off. I got it home anyway. I sold 2 of the dinner plates for just the $150 already.
Nice.
Oh, Mandy Crafts, I love you. You still use the Dralle system. That's awesome.
Wow.
What's happening, Mandy?
Those 2 plates sold for $150?
Yes.
I got to start watching you more.
You gotta look through all 15,000 items she has listed.
I'm going to your store tonight.
But look at the dinnerware and the flatware. That's my bread and butter. But then I get these unique antique pieces. That place where I bought that little girl in the bathtub, I bought this vase for probably $40 and it was 30% off. So $28. And I had it on for $400. I got a best offer of like $250. Then she went to $285. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to take the $285 instead of waiting. It's pretty, isn't it?
I wouldn't want to ship those handles.
I know. Cindy does a great job of shipping. She just did such a great job on that.
But
it was tiny too, you guys. It was like that big. Super.
I can tell it's not real tall.
Yeah, and just super fragile and beautiful.
Nice.
Okay, this one, I love this. I bought this at a
Cool.
thrift store in Palm Springs, $20. And it could have been from Russ. Do you know what I mean? Not Russ. I mean Ross. It could have been from Ross. It could have been from Marshall's. Who knows? But it looked old and antique to me. And I put it on. You know what? My grandma always taught me that it's perceived value. You can always lower your price. You can't raise it. And I always start stuff super high. So I put it on at $300 and I think it sold for the $260 less 10%.
Notice Lynn puts help with a question mark in her title. Do you ever get any help when you do
I
that?
always do. You guys, it's the best thing ever. You can spend 10 hours researching something, and you know what? In those 10 hours, you could have listed 100 things. So take that time, put it right there, put it on eBay and write help and put $1,000 on it. And trust me, the more money you put on it.
Come to the thrifting board. You don't got to wait.
That's
58,000 thrifters. We know a lot of shit. So
Yeah, but if I put $1 million on something and put it on eBay and write help, I get so many people telling me what it is.
probably telling you you're crazy too, but
Yeah, I know.
So
I get so many
Linda
people.
wants to know if you list items on eBay that are currently for sale in the store.
Hey, Linda, it's a great question. No. If they're for sale in the store, I'll buy them. And I don't buy them. Okay, so once they're priced and on the floor, I typically don't buy them until they've gone through a markdown or two just to let other people buy them. If it's something I'm interested in and it comes through the front door, I will make an offer to the person. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yep.
And like, this is great. 2 of my favorite consigners brought me in a dish set, Villeroy and Bach, Summer Fields. Love Villeroy and Bach. And they brought it and I said, what do you think you want for it? They said $400. I looked on replacements. I put all the high prices of replacements. I can typically get half of that on eBay. And so I want to pay half of that. So I want to pay a quarter of what replacements is asking. And it came out to like $463. So I paid them extra and they were happy. But I was happy to get the great merchandise. And it's all listed right now at auction. Oh, Jason, this one totally reminds me.
To have a twin bed. Honey, we're downsizing to twin.
I bought this at a garage sale because of you and Stacy, because this is what you guys typically dress in. I can totally see Stacy dressed in this pattern.
Yeah.
I paid, I think, $20 at a garage sale.
What?
And isn't that cute? It's like Sears. No, it's JCPenney. And put it on eBay. It's been on for a while. It was on for a while. When did I start it? Oh, I can't see on that.
Yeah, I will be able to see it when you started it.
I think it was only about a year it was on, and I think I took a best offer of 200. By the way, most everything I sell sells for best offer, or I have sent an offer, and I hope all of you are using that send offer feature because it has changed my business for the better.
So
Stacey just said, turn that into a dress for her. It's sold, honey. It is sold.
you started on auction, and then if it doesn't sell on auction, it becomes a buy it now or a best,
Absolutely. Always first at auction, because first of all, it gives you exposure, and you don't want to leave money on the table. It goes directly into my store to higher fixed price with the best offer. And then every day, 2 to 3 times a day, I send those offers for people that are eligible. Okay. I do 21% off anything that is new in the last 16 months. I do 41 to 42% off anything 16 months or older. And it works like crazy.
Good tips.
Really, really works like crazy.
And I figured we had to end on Tiffany Studios.
Oh, you guys, this one is so near and dear to my heart. And so for those of you that don't follow me, I do write a newsletter. You can sign up at lynsconsignments.com. And I talked about this in a newsletter a couple months ago. Went to an estate sale. Some of my favorite guys. One is blind, kind of, he can't see, and one is deaf. No, wait, one can't see and one can't hear. So these two guys make the best little couple of estate sale dealers because they're so cute. Because anyway, they're just the cutest couple. So anyway, he can't see, and this was marked $1, and it was on a table with tools. And I looked at it and I knew right from the top. My grandma had this set, the antique dealer. She had the stamp box. So I looked at the top of this. I immediately knew it was Tiffany. I didn't even look for the signature. I put it in my pile. I got in the car. I saw the Tiffany on the side, and I Googled it, and it came up. One was for sale for $585, and the check I wrote to those guys at the estate sale was $585.
Shut up.
No, or it was either $599 or $5. Whatever the price was when I Googled this, it was the exact amount of the check I'd written to them for everything. Talk about my grandma was there with me.
Yes.
No kidding.
Absolutely. You know what I thought that was when I first saw it? I thought it was a phone case with a pop socket on it.
Oh my God. Hey, we should make Tiffany phone cases. Oh, okay. Debbie, you're funny.
Well, I did. I thought, why'd she sell a phone case for $300 with a pop socket on it?
Okay, that's really, I need one of those pop things on my phone. But anyway, I started at half of what they were asking, because at $300, 300 times what I paid, and I sold one bid. That's a good score.
Yeah, heck yeah.
I want to shadow Lynn. I joined your group so I could go thrifting back when we were at eBay Open, eBay Radio. In your grip, I got to go to the thrift store with you, but
that was fun.
Shadow you everywhere.
Jason, you need to bring a group out here, and you and I need to take this thing.
Absolutely. All right. Debbie realized she had 2 of the same book. So for those of you who are new to Lynn, we're going to give one of these away. So if
There's
you can tell me,
no highlighting, no ripped pages. It's brand
all right. So the first person in the chat to tell me what road Lynn's Consignments is on wins a prize.
That's a pretty good question.
Yeah, because we didn't say the road. We said the city many times. If you don't know the city by now, that you have not been paying attention.
But maybe nobody wants my book.
People, look, it could be a pile of dog poo. People love prizes.
Thanks, Jason, so much.
No, yours isn't a pile of dog poo.
Look, it even has one of those fake stamped in signatures.
All right. I don't know who G. Davy is.
Somebody did guess it.
Yeah, Main Street.
Oh, it's on Main. Duh.
But I do like some of the other guesses. Ventura Highway, like that bill.
Not
Rocky
that
Road. Bob's Road.
Who's Bob?
I have that book. Abbey Road. I do like the funny guesses too. All right. So whoever you are, G. Davy, send me a message on Facebook and we will have Debbie drop that book in the mail for you. These books are a lot of fun. You can pick them up. Oh, who is that young girl in the back of that book?
Where did she go?
Who's that young girl?
Yeah.
Because what Lynn does was she talks about the scores that she found, what she paid, how she sold it, what it sold for, plus a lot of stories about her grandmother who got her started in this business. So they're a lot of fun.
Yes.
Dralle Street. It should be called Dralle Street.
Hey, Linda, I like that.
If you ever find a 2006 Better Homes and Garden, you can have this too. I have been saving this for how many years is that? Like
It's so cute to do that. Good housekeeping. You know what? I need all that kind of shit framed in my office.
Yeah.
I'll run a photocopy off and colored and send you a copy.
I have probably 20 copies of that magazine. Because it's not every day you're in good housekeeping.
No.
And I was so proud. I know her.
That's cool.
When I said what road's it on, Stacy texted me, Maine, I win.
He said, you already have the book.
Yeah, you already have the books, honey. They're upstairs. All right. Look, everyone, thank you for tuning in. Give Lynn a big old thumbs up when you find yourself in Ventura, besides getting a cocktail at TIKI.
Yes, love
Lynn,
Ventiki.
and then go to Grady's across the street. Look, Ventura is a great stop for all your needs.
You do have Ventiki, Debbie. I didn't know you had one.
Oh, yeah.
I was going to do my new warehouse tiki, and then I forgot you're in Ventura, so I grabbed my Venti.
I love that. And he's my neighbor, Dwayne, that owns it. He lives right up the street. Yeah, it's cool. All right, love you. Thanks for the show.
Yeah, good to see you. So give Lynn a big old thumbs up. Head over to her website, Lynn's Consignments, and sign up for her newsletter. And subscribe to me right down below here. Click that bell. Bell lets you know when we're going live and lets you know when we're going to be on. So don't forget, Mom and I are back this Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern. And if Big Daddy's around.
Love your mama. Glad your dad's doing better.
Yeah. So thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful night. Debbie, good to see you. Welcome back.
Yeah, it's fun to be on. Love you,
Lynn,
guys.
thank you very much. Good to see you as always. And I adore our friendship. So thank you very much.
I adore our friendship as well.
And I adore your friendship, too, because I've been.
All right, everybody, have a wonderful evening. Stay safe out there. Bye-bye.
Bye.